When I transferred, my grandfather was like, disappointed in me that I didn't stay in College Station.
His famous words were, "You're never going to make anything out of yourself at Texas Tech."
Ooh, fighting words.
I don't know where Harrison came up with that. It wasn't said. I'm Sterling.
I'm Harrison.
And this is Hard on the Paint by Big Country Equipment.
A lot more sincere.
So earlier you touched on that, you went to A&M.
I did.
And now you're living in the Lubbock area.
Yes.
And, and it was vice versa for me. Like all my family went to A&M. I actually started my first semester. I was on blend team.
Oh, Blendergarden.
Yep. And, I started with 18 hours. And I ended up with 9. And then I applied to transfer. I guess in October. It was my first semester, and because I had already been accepted to Tech, and so I was like, you know what, those people wanted me from the start. I'm just gonna go back up there, and I ended up loving Lubbock from that very first reason. And you were talking about the people in Lubbock. When I transferred, or my first meeting, right, with an advisor before I had been up to Lubbock. I'm meeting with an advisor in Lubbock at Texas Tech, and the lady goes, "Your last name is Coffman." I had a Coffman that I advised during my time here, but it was years ago. And my older brother went to Tech, and he's 8 years older than me. So I said, "Well, what was his name?" And we have a big family, so I didn't want to get it. But there weren't many of us that went to Tech. And she goes, "Oh, his name was Cash," and I was like, "Well, that's my older brother." And she had already advised him, and she remembered that from years before. And that's when I got like my first taste of the people here are sincere, they care, and that's kind of been my experience with a lot of places west in Texas. So anything on the other side, I-35, and I'm not dissing people on the other side. I'm just saying the people on the west side tend to care a lot.
They hold a lot of traditional values.
Yeah, but I had Harris and I both have a lot of family that went to Texas A&M, and so growing up, that's where I wanted to go. I wanted to be an Aggie, and I did. My older sister went to school there too, and
our dad went.
Mother went.
Grandfather
was in the Corps. Like Harris said, aunt and uncles. I got an uncle that was a veterinarian, and he went there, and this was all in the 70s and stuff, and they talked about how it was just a different time and a different kind of school. And I don't think women started going to A&M until in the mid-70s, early 70s. And so the ratio for male to female was pretty off. And so it was like, when my mom talked about going, she's a few years younger than my dad, she said, I want to go when, it was a great place for me to go because there was 5 men to every one woman that went. And so if I was looking for a husband,
she had the selection.
Yeah, that was the selection place to go.
We had our grandmother over for Christmas, and she was saying when Arbery was down there, our grandfather, they would get on a bus, and they would bus all the way down to College Station, and then they'd go dance, and they'd get on the bus at the end of the night and go all the way back to where she was. So it was.
She went to Texas Women's College. Like, I could be wrong, but it was like around Denton or something like that.
It was a good 2.5, 3 hours. Whatever way.
Yeah. So the times were different then, right?
It was.
But anyways, the whole family, for the most part, went to A&M, and when I transferred, my grandfather was like, disappointed in me that I didn't stay in College Station.
His famous words were, "You're never going to make anything out of yourself at Texas Tech."
Ooh, fighting words.
I don't know where Harrison came up with that. It wasn't said to my face, but he probably thought about it. Anyways, getting through all that, so it's ironic, right? That we take these different paths, and then the networking starts to happen. But ultimately, I think Texas Tech, Texas A&M, both great schools.
Great schools.
Very like-minded people. Go to both of them.
Yeah.
I think Red Raiders are a little better, but I'm biased. So
look, as long as you're not wearing burnt orange, that's the only thing that matters.
We can agree on that.
That's right.
Yeah,
We've got common ground.
Yeah.